Hi, I'm Raphael, and these are my 38 countries. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that I get a lot in the comments these days, and that is, do you actually need to speak German or even Swiss German to find a job as a software developer in Switzerland? So what is this Swiss German actually? For those of you who have never been to Switzerland, you might be a bit confused and think that there's only one kind of German. But that's not true, unfortunately. There's, apart from dialects, another German, and that is Swiss German. So while in Germany and Austria, typically standard German is at least acceptable, even if not everybody quite speaks it, it is the normal language. In Switzerland, there is another variant of German, and it's called, Swiss German or standard Swiss German. If you don't know German too well, I want to make a comparison with a different language, and that is Dutch and German. So Dutch and German are sort of bordering languages. There is even sort of a continuum, and that means that a native speaker of either of those languages will have it somewhat easy to understand at least parts of the other language. But you won't immediately be able to have a conversation in the other language, even if you speak the one language very well, and you will not understand everything. You might get certain things wrong, and so on. And Swiss German and Standard German, I would say they're a bit like German and Dutch. So you definitely need some training, and it's going to be hard in the beginning if you, even if you already speak normal German very well. So do you actually need to speak German or even Swiss German to find a job as a software developer in Switzerland? Well, the answer is it depends a bit, and it's not a straightforward yes or no. However, I'm actually leaning towards a no. You can definitely get started as a software developer in Switzerland if you speak English really well and you don't know too much about German yet. It will certainly limit your job choice, so certain jobs will be off the table, but that doesn't need to be a bad thing because there are still so many jobs in software development in Switzerland that can get you started. And then once you actually arrive in Switzerland in the first year, you will have it much easier to learn German or even the local Swiss German to be fully capable to apply to any job in Switzerland, and also to make local friends and immerse yourself in the local culture, where definitely German and particularly Swiss German is pretty much required. I mean, just look at this. Wouldn't you really want to learn German around this? And I want to debunk another myth here. Many people seem to believe that it's mandatory to not just understand but also speak Swiss German if you live and work in Switzerland. And I think that's absolutely not the case. It is completely fine and already a real achievement if you more or less completely understand Swiss German and don't have to ask people to switch to English or standard German just because of you. But then you reply in standard German. So far my impression is that the Swiss completely respect that. Also because in Switzerland there are many dialects. So everybody speaks their local dialect. If you go to Zurich, it will sound different than if you go to Basel, for example, or if you go to Lucerne. Even if I said before that you can definitely start and get a job that is mostly based on English as a software developer in Switzerland, I do recommend that you learn German and even Swiss German over time. You will definitely be accepted more. What I observe is that especially in Zurich and Zug and some other big cities in Switzerland, so many expats, they keep hanging around in their expat bubble for years, which is possible. You can do that. But I think you're not going to have as much fun because it's hard to make any real Swiss friends. And I also don't think it's necessary. If you speak English well already, then you can definitely learn German or Swiss German within, let's say, about a year. Maybe it takes a bit longer, maybe you're going to be a bit faster depending on how much fun you have doing it. But German and English, they're basically the same language concept. They're all West Germanic languages. So do put the effort in learning German or Swiss German. I think you don't need a language class, but if you think you need one, then just take one or use Duolingo or a combination or whatever you want to do, but definitely expose yourself to German and particularly also the local Swiss German. I think it's going to be much better for your integration into Switzerland. I mean, just imagine that after a couple of years or for a vacation, you're coming to your home country and you're telling your friends and family about all these funny Swiss words like sorry, Swiss people, I probably mispronounced it, but I have to, give people an example. Here is one more tip. I had a fun time learning some Swiss German, especially in the beginning, by watching videos from Swiss comedians. Luckily, they speak mostly Swiss German with only a bit of standard German here and there, which will force you to learn it. And they also have subtitles, which makes it even easier. My recommendation is start with the famous Swiss comedian de. I think this guy is really great. He's a bit of a late night version of Stephen Colbert, just kind of the Swiss version. All right, let's recap the language system in Switzerland. As I told you before, there is a local language. It's called Swiss German, and there's basically 4 levels on how you can get into this as a software developer. The first level is you start with English. Unless you already speak German, then you can basically skip to level 2. Level 2 is you learn German or Swiss German decently well so that you can understand your colleagues at work, even if you maybe sometimes have to respond in English. And then level 3 is you actually learn to fully understand Swiss German, including all its subtleties, and can respond in any kind of German, be it standard German or Swiss German, whichever is more comfortable for you. So there is never a situation where you have to say something like, yeah, can we please speak standard German or English for me? You don't have to interrupt these situations. You're sort of fully integrated, pretty much. And then there's like the last, and I think optional level. And that last optional level is that you actually learn to speak Swiss German yourself. I think it's not really necessary in most parts of Switzerland. It's not even necessary if you want to become a Swiss citizen. Just understanding it and then being able to respond in standard German is typically also accepted. But if you want to go that extra mile in also speaking Swiss German, or maybe mixing it a bit here and there, then that will definitely be rewarded by your new Swiss friends. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel to get notified about the next video about moving to Switzerland as a software developer. If you have any questions about the topic or would like me to make another video in this direction, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to help you guys. See you in the next video.